When you look to sell your business, the structure of the deal is really important, and it's something that makes a huge difference from an economic perspective. And so usually it should be addressed very early in negotiations, or at least in thinking about how you want to go about looking at a deal, structuring a deal, talking to buyers. Really the main drivers are tax and also just limitations of the assumption of liabilities from the buyer's perspective. There's really two main structures. One would be an asset sale. Generally, the buyer always prefers to structure a deal as an asset sale. There's tax advantages to the buyer where they can depreciate the purchase price over a period of years, or at least part of it. And then most importantly for the buyer, they are able to only assume very specific liabilities, if any liabilities. Whereas in a stock deal is generally what the seller prefers. With an asset sale to the seller, there are two levels of tax. You sell, the purchase price is taxed at the corporate level, and then again when you dividend it out of your company to the stockholders. Whereas in a merger, there's one level of tax, generally capital gains to a lower rate, and also very key to the buyer, to the seller, the buyer is forced to basically assume all liabilities of the company. They're actually buying the company itself. So if there's any unknown liabilities or anything that comes up later, other than something contractually agreed indemnification, it basically becomes the buyer's problem. Whereas if for the seller with an asset deal, you are forced to, you sell your assets and then you actually have to deal with winding down the existing entity and paying off its liabilities and sort of doing a dissolution under corporate law. So basically in looking at selling the company, it is really important to address early on the structure, and it's important to work with your tax advisors. Your legal advisors can help you navigate what to do, but it is going to make a big difference in both from a liability and economic standpoint in just how the purchase price is taxed and allocated. So something you do want to address early on.